Hello, people of the internet. You are tuning in not so live to my series of movie reviews. This week, or today, I'm reviewing Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge. For this movie, basically, they resurrect Freddy in some unknown way, but he's a horror character. Why do you need to rationalize it? But this time, a new kid has moved into the Nightmare house, or Elm Street house, and where Nancy used to live, and he is now being haunted by Freddy, big surprise there, and he visits him in his dreams, but also they introduce a new element, which I'm not sure whether or not I like, which is Freddy can now possess a human body. I'm not sure what the rationalization behind that was. I think they were trying to start a new theme, kind of change it up, and that makes it suffer from one of two sequel syndromes. One is it's too similar, it's a carbon copy. I think that's what Friday the 13th suffers from. Maybe not first and second, but from then on they suffer from the carbon copy problem. And Nightmare on Elm Street, they do it with the opposite syndrome, where they change it a little bit too much and it makes it kind of weird to watch. And they never bring it back. They never bring back the theme of he can inhabit your body and take you over. But one way or another, this kid, I forget his name, Jesse, I think it is. Sounds right. Keeps getting inhabited by Freddy, and it kind of turns into this exorcist type thing, where Freddy keeps possessing him, keeps overtaking him, and killing people through him. Kind of an interesting concept, but I don't like how they changed it so much from the original concept of dreams. He doesn't even really inhabit dreams anymore. And unlike in the old one where you could never tell whether you were in dreams or reality, in this one, it doesn't really matter. Random things happen to this kid in the form of dream-like sequences, but he's awake, and it's just being inhabited by Freddy. But one way or another, his girlfriend comes to the rescue, and Freddy is destroyed by the power of love, and it's a really cheesy, corny sort of theme going on through this movie. There's a lot of weird things, like the dogs that wear baby masks. I don't know. There's all sorts of crazy things. For some reason, a lot of critics think there's an under-homosexual vibe, and I mean, I understand it, because there is a scene that has something that revolves around kind of a gay bar, and is a kind of a homosexual undertone, but I don't really follow it. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It is scarier than the first film. I do like that it's very much more, the effects are a little bit better. They're really cool, especially the Freddy melting scene. That really was an amazing sequence. There's not really any big dramatic dream sequences other than the intro where there's a bus that gets absorbed into like the ground, and that's pretty awesome. But there's not really any other really big, cool dream sequences. They're all kind of abstract and small and stunning. The effects, like I said, are amazing. It's not a jump-scary movie. There's very few, if any, jump scares in this one, like the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise in general, other than the remake, which is overly jump-scared, which I hate. And this movie is also just as dark. Not darker, but maybe a little less dark than the first one. They keep that serious undertone that the first one had. It's not silly or funny like the later ones were. Freddy keeps his one-liners that are dark humor, but they're not hilarious jokes like they are by the time Freddy's dead, which is just a joke of a movie. Literally, like, it's a comedy almost. It's a comedy by the time the franchise has ended. And Freddy's Revenge really doesn't... I don't consider it canon, even though, for those of you who don't know, canon is continuity. Like, the movies of Star Wars are all canon, but the animated series isn't, and the Star Trek Voyager might be mainstream, but the comic books might not be, or I don't know. Screw it, you don't care. But I don't consider the second movie to be part of the storyline of the rest of the movies, just because it's so different, and you could really watch the entire franchise minus the second one and get a complete idea. Just like Friday the 13th. You could watch the second Nightmare on Elm Street. You could not watch the second Nightmare on Elm Street and still get a perfect idea of the storyline and get a fairly decent view of the entire thing. Not that I'm saying you shouldn't watch it. I consider Nightmare on Elm Street 2 to be just as scary, a really good, nice, rounded-off film. It's not better than the first one, but it is scarier. It's got more of a horror movie theme rather than a teen drama. They don't focus quite as much on the love story, even though the subplot is exaggerated love story. Kind of cliche, but you know, it's a movie. You need something love to go with it. Bleh. That's pretty much, I guess, all I have to say. I give this movie a thumbs up. Thumbs up. And, 4 out of 5 stars. Definitely. Alright, so I will see you guys next time. See you later, peepos.